Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tank Be Chopping, back with another video. Now I know it's getting closer to the end of the year. It's getting closer to the new year. It's about to be 2026, right? And a lot of times we want to jump into the new year wanting to have, wanting to level up, right? Like a lot of times we need to level up in the new year. So that's what this video is about. If you're a barber and you're walking into this new year and you don't got a plan, you're going to be doing the same exact thing you did last year, but you're trying to level up, then this video is for you, right? I'm going to be going over a couple things that I think you should do this year, especially if you're trying to level up, right? Now, this ain't just for new barbers. This is for barbers who, like I said, whether they're trying to level up, whether they're trying to take their skills to the next level. Really, if you're just trying to be a better barber, this is for you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of barbers gonna ignore this. A lot of people ain't even gonna want to do any of the stuff that I'm talking about in this video. But nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this video. If y'all came across this video, if y'all in the live, shout out to everybody in the live right now. Smash that like button one time for the one time. Also, if you just stumbled across this video scrolling on your feed and you aren't watching it live, it's all good. Still make sure you smash that like button. Leave your comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. One time for the one time. You know, on my channel, I try to drop a bunch of different barber related style videos, haircut tutorials, unboxings, reviews, tips. You know what I'm saying? Anything barber related, your boy is doing. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Like I said, I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about some of the things I feel you should be doing moving into this new year, right? So one of the things you should be doing in this new year is really locking into your business foundations, right? And people are like, well, what does that mean exactly? It means you got to run your business like a business. You know what I'm saying? It's not a side hustle. It's not a hobby. To some people, it might be. But if you like really locked in barbering and you're trying to take this thing to the next level, you're trying to really get paid, you're trying to really just, make it as a barber and excel and have a long-term career as a barber, you really need to lock in on your business foundations. And you might be thinking like, what exactly does that mean? Well, we can start with pricing, right? You got to make sure you got the right price. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, bro, that's hard. How am I supposed to know I got the right price? Look, a good rule of thumb is just charge market rate, right? Like if you're new in the game and you don't know what you should be charging, if you move to a new shop, you don't know what you should be charging. If you know what I'm saying, like just don't know what you should be charging based off of the area, or you're new into the barbershop, or you can't get clientele. What I would say is charge market value. For instance, that just means like the average in your area. So in my area, the average haircut price is anywhere from like $30 to $45, right? So 30 is more on the lower end, 45 is more on the higher end. So if you were in my area, you would probably want to charge, 30, 35, maybe even 40 bucks if you're a little nicer and you're a little more booked. But if you're not, then you might want to start your prices at the bottom end of that, right? So that's one thing you got to do is audit your prices, right? And if you're one of those barbers who are booked, you know what I'm saying? You're like 80, 90% booked, meaning you have long days, you're in the shop cutting almost all day, you barely have time to eat lunch, you barely have time for a break, you barely have time to get new clients in, you can't get no walk-ins in, then chances are you're one of those barbers who can raise their prices, right? And this video isn't just about prices, but I want to say that you can raise your prices, but you don't have to. If you're good where you at and you like the way things are rolling, hey, more power to you. Leave the prices where they at. But if you can only cut so much hair. So if you can't get more people into the chair, but you want to make more money, then you may want to think about raising your prices just a little bit, $5, maybe even 10, depending on you and your clients, right? I'm not saying jump up 10 bucks, but I'm saying you possibly can, depending on you and your clients. Another thing you're going to need to do, still talking about locking in on your business foundations, is tighten your booking policy, right? Like if you charge late fees, start encouraging that. Let your clients know, like, hey, bro, if you're more than 10 minutes late, it's a $5 fee, or it's a $10 fee, whatever it is. And what this is going to do is this is going to help you not just make a little more money, but it's going to help your clients start wanting to show up on time, because they're not going to want to pay extra for no reason, right? Like if you do an extra service or something, obviously they're going to pay extra. But if you just want to, you know what I'm saying, make a little bit of extra money, you're going to have to tighten up that schedule, tighten up that shit, really focus on late fees. And not really just focus on late fees, but let them know that you're charging a late fee. That way your business can run efficiently Deposits. Some people take deposits for haircuts. I personally do take deposits, especially when it comes to a brand new client. So if you're a new client coming to me, if you've never booked with me, I charge a deposit. So you have to pay for the haircut up front, right? So for you to pay for the haircut up front, you have to put that on the app that I use, right? And a lot of people ask, like, what app you using, Tank? What app you using? Me personally, I use Squire. So I do have the description down in the description, not the description, I have the link down in the description, so y'all can click that and you can go get yourself 3 months free with Squire. If you're a barber, you need your booking app, you don't know what booking app to use, or you want to switch booking apps and you're not with Squire, I got a link down in the description. You can click on that link and you're going to get 3 months free with Squire. So really lock in on those late fees and those deposits and those no-show fees, right? Not saying you have to have a no-show fee, but if you're one of those barbers who, like I said, you're 80-90% booked, and people start not showing up, that's room for another person to get booked with you, right? So if these people aren't showing up, you're missing out on money. And if you're missing out on money, that's not a good thing. Like I said, you can have another person in there to basically fill that spot for you. So if you have no show rules, maybe you have a rule like, hey, if you cancel or if you're not going to show up and you let me know 2 hours ahead of time or an hour ahead of time, I won't charge you the no-show fee, right? Or if you reschedule with me for a later date, I won't charge you the no-show fee. So you have to have these no-show rules in place and let your clients know them as long as with the late fees and the deposit. That way they know how you're about to run your business. So if you're not doing that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're doing stuff wrong. I'm just saying that that's a way that you can run your business a little more efficiently. And you can lose out on a lot of money doing that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to lose out on a lot of money, especially behind the chair, right? Like we're behind the chair, we cutting hair all day. We want to make sure that we can capitalize and really use our time efficiently behind the chair and make as much money as we can behind the chair, because we can only cut for so many hours a day, so many people. So you got to make sure that you work on that. Also, make sure that you're tracking your monthly numbers, right? Know how much your haircuts are. Know what your average ticket price is. A lot of people are asking, what's the average ticket price? What does that mean? Well, your average ticket price is basically like the average amount of money you are getting per haircut. So let's say you have kids cuts, and kids cuts are $25, and then you have a regular haircut, and a regular haircut is $30, and then you got a haircut and beard, and that's $40. Your average is probably going to be somewhere around 30 to 32 bucks without tip, right? Now, if you have clients who are tipping you a lot, you want to take that in consideration as well and kind of see what your average ticket price is. That way you can kind of see where you're going for this month, how many appointments you got for the week. You can kind of see how much money you're making per client. You also want to know your expenses. You know what I'm saying? A lot of barbers don't track their expenses, and sometimes I'm one of those barbers. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I gotta check myself too, right? But you have to know your expenses, especially if they're business expenses. Like, what are you spending on neck strips? What are you spending on clippers? What are you spending on, booking apps, on marketing? Things like that you have to know. That way you can actually see what you're profiting, not just how much money you're making. Because that makes a lot of that's really important as well, as actually seeing what you're profiting, not just what you're making, right? So you want to be able to track your monthly numbers, and once again, Squire does help you do that. So once again, you can check out Squire, and you get 3 months for free. And once again, I got the link down in the description. 3 months free, so y'all make sure to check that out down in the description, and they'll help you. Like the thing that I like about Squire is you can see, it gives you like a chart basically, and it tells you like the majority of your services were haircuts or haircut and beard or kids cuts or whatever it is. And it tells you how much money you made with each service. So you can see what services are actually doing you good and what services aren't doing anything for you. So that way you can help clean out your choices. So that way your clients can actually book something that they're actually booking, not just have a bunch of things on your list, right? So you want to do that. And then you want to make sure that you're setting your hours, right? Like, a lot of barbers, they don't have set hours in the shop and they just kind of wing it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that works, you know what I'm saying? But if you're really trying to maximize your time in the shop and maximize the amount of money you're making in the shop, you kind of have to have some type of set hours, right? Like, if the shop opens at 10, you should be there by 10, ready to work. If the shop closes at 6 or 7, then you should be there to at least 7, ready to work. If someone walks in at 6:59, hey, you're still available, right? So set some actual hours that you can do, and just get used to that. Get used to doing that, cutting the people that come in those hours, and that's going to help. Just keep you a little more grounded and keep your foundations of your business working a little more efficiently. That way you can actually see what's going on in your business, right? So that's one thing you need to be doing coming in this new year 2026, right? You really got to lock in on that business foundation, I feel, right? So once again, if you're trying to excel in the barber game, that's one thing you really need to do, is lock in on those business foundations. Another thing that us barbers, I say us because sometimes, like I said, I'm going to be talking to myself in some of these bullet points that I got for y'all. Improve the client experience, not just the haircut. Now, I know a lot of times us as barbers, we get caught up in I want to give the best fade. I want to give the iciest blends. I want to make sure that I got all these posts for Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and all that. While yes, that is good, and that is going to help you build your brand, that is going to help you get clientele, that is going to help you get more money. But something that is more important than the haircut is the client experience, right? A lot of people, they come in for a good haircut, but they're going to keep coming back to you because of the experience, because of how you make that client feel. So you got to lock in on that. And I know you're thinking like, well, what can I actually do to make the experience for these clients better? There's a lot of things you can do, right? Make sure the shop atmosphere is better. I don't know what type of shops y'all be working at, what type of music y'all got going, but if you a shop that's be playing these vulgar music, maybe that's one way you can change that, right? The aesthetics of the shop. Is it always dirty in the shop? Is there stuff lying around everywhere? Is there hair on the floor all the time? Sweep that up, man. That's going to help make the shop look better. It's going to help give the clients a better experience, right? Also, you can upgrade on your consultation. Some people don't even give a consultation. They just ask, oh, what kind of haircut you getting? And even though, yes, technically that is a consultation, man, you got to turn them to the mirror, man. Turn them to the mirror, get behind the client, ask them, hey, what kind of haircut are you doing? What do you want to do today? And let them explain to you. I know you got them clients that already try to turn towards the mirror. Might as well turn towards the mirror, stand behind them, let them explain to you fully what they want. And then you can even ask for pictures. If it's something that you're not 100% sure what they're trying to get, ask for a picture. Be like, hey, bro, you got a picture? Has someone cut your hair like this before? Or have I given you a haircut like this before that you have a picture of? That way I can kind of have some reference point. Because sometimes even the way people explain it isn't how you comprehend it, right? So ask for a picture. That's really going to help with that. You can also do like signature finishing touches. Are you adding a hot towel at the end of the haircut? Are you adding like a facial steamer? You can, obviously, a lot of barbers apply aftershave and alcohol, but are you applying products? Some barbers aren't applying products to their clients. They're cutting their hair and getting them out the shop in, just the amount of time it takes them to cut their hair. So do things like that, right? Shave the neck. A lot of barbers, I would probably tell you like, I don't know the exact number, but I want to say probably like 80 to 90% of barbers don't shave the neck with an actual razor. What they do is they take the trimmer, get the hair off of the back of the neck, and then maybe take the shaver at the end and get it down. But if you actually get that straight razor, put a little bit of shaving cream, put a little bit of shave gel, get all that hair off the neck, it's gonna make the client feel a little better. So those are just a couple things you can do to help, give yourself a signature finishing touch for the clients. And like I said, better music and shop energy, that's a big one. I feel that like vibes and energy, people can feel that before anything, before you even talk to them, before they say anything to you as the barber, before they say anything to anybody in the shop, they can feel the vibes, they can feel the energy. So you want to make sure you got that good shop vibe and that good energy. And then one thing I always talk about, and just in case you want to dive deeper into this, I do got a course on my website, Building Your Barber Empire. Go to tankbechopping.com and check that out. But I talk about this a lot in my course. Is being mindful and remembering things about your clients, right? Like remember the names, remember their kids' names, how many kids they got, what type of job they have, if they have something of significance coming up, are they getting married, are they, having a kid? That way when they come in next time, you can ask them about that, right? And then most of these booking apps, once again, you can't do this in Squire, you can actually put these notes beside their name. Like you can click on their name and put, John has 4 kids, name the kids. His wife's name is, Elena or whatever the wife is. He works at, Stop and Go or wherever he works. You can put all these things in the notes. That way you can kind of remember it when your client comes in. You can even put the type of haircut they get. That way if they do happen to tell you like, oh, same thing as last time, you can just look at your notes real quick and you know what kind of haircut they're getting. So don't just improve the haircut. You know what I'm saying? Improve the experience. Small details is really going to equal to big retention. So I'll make sure to remember that. Now, moving on, another thing I think some barbers are going to be ignoring next year, and if you really want to level up, I feel that you really need to do this, is level up on your education, right? A lot of barbers, we get stuck in our ways, including me. You know, I was one of these barbers for a long time. I was just doing the same thing. I was like, bro, what I need to go to barber events for? What I need to watch these YouTube videos for? What I need to watch these tutorials for? I know how to cut hair. I'm already booked up. What I need to do all these things for, right? So once I actually started leveling myself up and going to classes, going to expos, actually following people that were giving me value and started applying these things, that really helped me level up as a barber, not just as you know, a hair cutter, but as a barber, right? So you want to be able to level up your education and learn something, right? You know, us as barbers should never stop learning, right? Whether it's focusing on our business, whether it's focusing on a technical skill, whether we want to start learning how to create content better, you know what I'm saying? Things like this, we should always be willing to learn from someone, especially if you don't know. You know, they say iron sharpens iron. So if you know a little bit and you know someone else who knows a little more than you, hey, y'all start sharing some ideas. Like I said, get on social media, start leveling up and following people who are actually giving valuable content. That way you can level up on your skills. Going back to the technical skills, like some barbers, you know, like I said in the previous topic I was talking about, they want to be the best at fading. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you aren't that good at fading, that's probably one skill you need to work on. You need to start working on your fades. How are you going to work on your fades? Start watching videos. Start going to classes. Follow these barbers who give good haircuts and see when they have a class. Do they do YouTube videos? Do they do Instagram videos? Do they do TikTok tutorials? Follow them, watch them, learn from them. Maybe you can even reach out to them and ask them if they wouldn't mind helping you, especially if they're in your area. Like, just, you know, the worst thing they could say is no. You're already not getting, you know, anything from them. So if you ask them and they say yeah, that's obviously a plus. So if you need to work on your technical skills, work on that. Find some barbers who are really good with that and just actually start learning from them. Your business skills, like I said earlier. If you need to sharp up on your business skills, that means marketing, that means social media, creating content, client retention, you know what I'm saying, getting clients. All of these things are like business skills. So if you ain't getting the clients, it might not be because it necessarily doesn't mean that it's because you can't cut hair good. It could obviously be because you're not marketing properly. You're not putting yourself out there, right? You're not creating enough content. You're not promoting properly. So that's business skills. That has nothing to do with your haircutting skills. Your haircutting skills can be top tier, but if your business skills are lacking, you're still not gonna be able to get clients. So one thing I would suggest, just for your consideration, you ain't gotta do it, but I would say attend like 1 or 2 classes, 1 or 2 expos, you know, every couple, maybe 6 months or maybe throughout the year, just so you can learn, just so you can get back in that mode, get back in that grind, get back to that, you know, get that feeling that you got when you first became a barber and really start pushing forward. You can learn from barbers in your city and outside your city, man. So don't be just confined to your area. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you have barbers in your area or even a barber in your barbershop who does well, level up with him. Ask him questions. If you need, if they can cut hair good, ask them basically like, do you mind showing me how to do X, Y, Z? If they are really good at marketing, promoting, ask them if they can help you, you know, get on social media and create some videos that's going to help you market and promote. So ask in your area, but then, like I said earlier, look outside of your area as well. Get online, look for people who are posting stuff that you want to do, posting videos that you like, posting videos that you feel can help you and your clientele. So start following people like that. And like I said, you can always reach out to them. Worst thing they can say is no, but you're already not getting that from them. So it's basically like a win-win situation, at least in my mind. So make sure you're leveling up that education. Make sure you're leveling up your skills and leveling up your mindset, especially in 2026, man. But we're going to keep it moving. Shout out to Mondo Fades in the building. What's good, Mondo? Hey, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me once again. If y'all in this live video, make sure to like this video, comment down below, leave your comments about what you think about what I'm talking about so far. Like I said, we're talking about just leveling up for 2026, what we need to do as barbers to really take our our skills and our business to the next level. And that's what we're doing on this video. Once again, if you scroll across this video, you like the gems that your boy is dropping, leave a like, comment, subscribe one time for the one time. Y'all know what it is. But let's move on and talk about the next talking point that I want to talk about. So this is one thing that I'm going to talk about, and some people may say I'm wrong. They may not necessarily feel what I'm saying, but I think let me rephrase, because this is specifically for barbers. I think barbers need to get serious about content, right? And I know and I agree with this. You're going to say, a lot of people are going to say, well, I don't need to create content. I don't need to post on social media to get clients. While yes, this is true, why not post on social media and get yourself in the eyes of more people? That way you can possibly get more clients, right? Now, once again, it's not something you have to do, but I feel that it's going to really help you a lot, not just with getting better at cutting hair, because now you can actually see what you're doing when you're posting content. You can see how the haircuts are looking. You can see where you messed up and see what you could have done better. But like I said, it's going to put yourself in more people's eyes. That way you can possibly build even more clientele, right? And once again, as barbers, I know we all trying to make 6 figures and up, right? So if you can get yourself in front of more people and make more money, why not? So I feel that you really need to get serious about content, even if you're not like a content barber, right? Even if you don't like talking, even if you don't, you're awkward, you're like raising your hands in the video, you don't know what to do with your hands, like it don't matter. Just start recording, start posting, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get used to it later on. But I feel that's a great way to build yourself up. And like I said, if you're watching this video, you're trying to build yourself up this coming up year in 2026. So I know you feeling what I'm saying, right? And my recommendations for anyone who's trying to create content, whether it's barber related or not, if you're just trying to grow yourself on social media, when it comes to creating content, I would always recommend doing 3 to 5 like videos a week, right? And I'm not talking about YouTube length videos. I'm talking about at least 3 to 5 short form videos, you know what I'm saying? A tutorial, transformation, and actually like action haircuts, POV style haircuts, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That can get you in the eyes of more people, right? Now, once again, I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm not saying that you're going to fail if you don't do it. All I'm saying is that is a way to help get you in front of more people, and it's going to help you level up this year, right? And then when it's a lot of people will like stress about like, oh, well, I don't have the best camera, I don't have the best lighting. Like, for one, you're in a barbershop. Like, it's got to have some pretty decent lighting to be in a barbershop. Like, you got to be able to see, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. So you got to have some decent lighting in a barbershop. And you got mostly everybody I know has like a new-ish phone. And when I say newish, probably within the last 4 to 5 years, right? And even some phones older than that can still shoot in 4K. You can still download apps to edit, right? Like, there's no reason why you should be slacking on creating content, especially in 2026, bro. Y'all buying these iPhone, I don't even know what iPhone we're on right now, 17. I don't know what iPhone it is right now. But people lining up to buy these, they pre-ordering them, they trying to get them before everybody. Man, put that phone to use, man. Put that expensive ass camera to use. Also, one thing that I like to tell people to do when they start creating content is don't just show your haircut, show your personality, right? It's cool to just show your haircuts, but what I like to do is when I do a haircut video, even if it's not a tutorial, I like to do a voiceover. And the reason is because not just because I like to talk, as y'all know as well as I do that I like to talk and I like to hear myself talk, but it lets y'all know my personality. Like, y'all have a better understanding of me. Y'all feel more connected with me because I'm actually showing y'all my personality. I'm not just being all monotone. I'm not just, showing y'all how to cut hair or showing y'all videos of me cutting hair. I give y'all a little bit, of my personality in each video. So show your personality on these videos, not just haircuts. And then you also, you always want to have a call to action when you're posting videos about like haircutting videos, transformation videos, POV videos. If you're trying to get clientele, well, you got to have some type of call to action, right? Whether it's book with me now, here's my link in the bio, whatever it is. Comment down below. I'll shoot you my booking app so you can download it and you can book with me. Follow your boys so y'all can see my haircuts. Share with your friends, stuff like that. You got to have some type of call to action when it comes to posting these videos on social media, right? You got to get serious about this content. You got to be intentional with the type of content you're creating and your captions and the call to action as well, because you're already cutting hair, right? So you might as well document it and use it as leverage, right? You're already here, you're already doing it, so let's just keep doing it and being consistent with it. You're already cutting hair. Now let's be more intentional with cutting hair by recording it and putting it out there for everybody else to see. That way you can get yourself in front of more people and more people can either book with you, follow you, or whatever it is you're trying to gain from social media. Now, another thing I feel barbers need to do in 2026, these are just, some of the things that I feel we should be doing as barbers. And once again, if you don't like some of the stuff I'm saying, hey, let me know down in the comments, man. It ain't no issue. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. I ain't tripping. Let me know if you don't like what I'm saying. If you think I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments, right? But one thing I feel us as barbers is what we need to do is, because like I said earlier, we can only cut so many heads behind the chair. So what I feel we need to start doing in 2026 is, not just me, but you as well, for all of y'all watching, is build something else beyond the chair. Right, I have a social media class called Beyond the Chair, and I always talk about how to do stuff beyond the chair. And really, the goal for that is, yes, we're gonna cut hair, but we can't cut hair forever, right? We can only cut X amount of heads a day, so you got to do something that's gonna possibly free you from cutting hair. And I say free you, not meaning like, oh, we're trapped, we're in a prison, because I like cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? I like going to the shop. I know some people say they don't like cutting hair, but me personally, I like cutting hair. I like being in the shop, and I'm going to do it for, I'm going to cut hair as long as I possibly can, and as long as I physically can cut hair. But just like an escape route, a retirement, something that you want to think about for retirement. So try to find something you can do that's not as strenuous on the body, because barbering is strenuous, bro. Like, people will act like it's not. You know what I'm saying? That kind of upsets me too. Like, people are like, bro, why are you so tired? All you did was stand in the barbershop in the air conditioning and cut hair all day. Like, yeah, but I was hurting my back cutting these little kids. Like, my feet hurt. I'm 38 years old. I'm finna be 40 soon. Like, I can't be doing this like that no more. I'm getting cramps in my hand. Barbers getting carpal tunnel, back hurting, legs hurting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Barbering is strenuous. Not to mention you have to deal with, 15, 20 different people every day. Like, we got 15 to 20 different bosses every day. Imagine, like, if you're not a barber and you go to work and you don't just have one boss, you got 15 of them that can possibly, fire you or deduct your pay. So it's like, barbering is strenuous, man. So that's why I say, like, try to find something that can help you, get away from it when needed. Not saying that you don't need to cut hair, but for later on in life, do you want to be an educator? You can start posting educational videos, right? Like I was saying earlier, tapping into the social media wave of things. But you can try to look into becoming an educator. You can start giving classes and workshops, and you can even do mentorship, man. There's a lot of barbers who aren't even on social media, aren't even on Instagram, aren't on TikTok, aren't on YouTube, but they mentor the younger barbers, and these younger barbers, they break them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to pay to play. The game is to be sold, not told. So start looking at that. I'm not saying you got to do it right now. I'm not saying it's like you need to think about it right now and figure it out by tomorrow. But things like that, you want to kind of really focus on building stuff beyond the chair, not just behind the chair, right? Digital products like me. Like, I offer courses on my website. Once again, go to tankbechopping.com, check out some of them courses. But stuff like that, you can start even creating merchandise. There's so many barber brands out there, and even though people are like, oh, there's too many, bro, I don't think there's enough. Right? Because everybody has a different vision for merchandise, right? Everyone has a different vision for the artwork that they want to present to the world. So I think there's a lane for everybody who wants to create barber merch, right? So don't be scared to create yourself some merch if that's something that's been in your heart and been in your mind. Like, do that, man. Like, get behind that as well and really focus on that. And who knows, you could be the next Faded Culture type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the way basically what I'm saying is, what I want to break it down to you is, if you had to if you had to stop cutting tomorrow, what is still going to pay you, right? If you had to stop cutting hair tomorrow, what is still going to pay you, right? So just think about that. Like I said, it's not something you have to focus on right now, but maybe it's something you want to start brainstorming and thinking about, especially with the new year upon us coming soon in about 2 weeks, so just start thinking about that. Moving on to the next thing that I want to talk to y'all a little about is protecting your body and mind. It's 2026, man. Like one thing that I appreciate and I like to hear people talk a lot about is like mental health and just really just health in all. You know what I'm saying? Like anything about health when it comes to barbers, bro. Like a lot of times burning out is the worst thing that can happen to barbers, right? And that can come from mental health or just not being physically capable or physically fit enough to stand behind a chair all day. Right, you can be going through some things mentally. Maybe your clients are messaging you at certain times, and it's causing you to stress. You got to be able to manage your stress properly. So you have to set boundaries with not just your clients, but the shop as well. You know what I'm saying? If you're not at the shop, you probably shouldn't be worried about too much stuff at the shop, right? If you're at home with your family, you probably shouldn't be worried about your clients booking an appointment. Not saying you shouldn't be worried, but like don't spend too much time on that. Like we have booking apps for a reason. Yes, some people still text, but we have booking apps for a reason. Matter of fact, click the link down in the description. Download Squire. 3 months free. Send that to your clients. Tell them stop texting you. Now, I get it though, man. Sometimes clients text me as well, but past a certain time, if they text me, I'm not gonna respond. Like I'm busy. I'm at home. I'm with the fam. So they'll get a text message tomorrow. So you got to set some type of boundaries, right? Stretching and mobility, as long as like that's I was gonna say along with working out, but I feel like those are two different things. Stretching and mobility, I feel like that's the most bottom of the barrel thing you need to do as a barber. You should be able to stretch, or you should be stretching every morning, every night, have some type of mobility to where you're not stiff behind the chair all day. That's like the bare minimum of physical activity you should be doing. Strength training. I know a lot of people are like, I don't like working out. I don't want to go to the gym. Da-da-da-da. Bro, like strength training is going to help improve your mood. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help put you in better shape to be able to just do things longer, to be able to stand up and cut hair on your feet for 12, 13, 14 hours a day if needed. You know what I'm saying? So really focus on building your health, you know what I'm saying? Not just your wealth, right? Sleep discipline. That's something that I need to work on myself. I know a lot of barbers need to work on this. Is we're not getting enough sleep, which is in return causing us to stress out more, causing us to feel fatigued throughout the day, causing us to not be as efficient while we're working, not be as efficient with our time while we're doing things that we need to be doing, right? You got to manage that sleep, right? You got to manage that sleep. That's one really important thing. And like I said, I know that's something that I need to work on. And I'll probably continue to work on it more going into this year. And then I already said stress management, but I want to say that again. Stress will kill you quicker than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I know y'all have heard that before. So you got to be able to try to find some way to cope with this stress. You got to set boundaries, be able to cut off your phone and be like, it's relaxed mode. I'm at home. You got to be able to do that. Longevity is a flex when it comes to being in this barber game. Not saying that you need to do it, but if you can cut hair to your 60, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're still feeling good. Hey, more power. If you can do it, that's a flex. You know what I'm saying? But moving on. 2026, what some things I feel barbers need to be doing in 2026 when they trying to level up, when they trying to take they skills to the next level is set clear goals. And even though I say goals with an S, focus on like a few, 2 to 3 to 4 goals. Keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? If you focus on 30 goals throughout the year, something that I used to do all the time is I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm trying to do all these extra things. Is like I'm trying to create content, I'm trying to get more clients, I'm trying to spend more time at home, I'm trying to go to the gym more, I'm trying to eat better. Like I'm trying to do all these things. And it's like I'm not focusing on the main goals, right? Like sometimes we just have so many things that we're trying to do. We're trying to start side hustles, more than one side hustle. We're trying to, just do all these extra things. And it's like, set you like 3 goals and really focus on those. For instance, I want to make X amount of money every month. That's an easy goal to stick to. Yeah, there's a lot of things under that umbrella. It means you're gonna have to promote more. It means you're gonna have to get more clients. It means you're gonna have to make more money because you want to do it consistently, right? But that is a goal that has a lot of little things that you have to do to achieve that goal, but it's something that you can do. So if you're one of those barbers making, let's just say 4 or 5 grand a month, or let's just say 2 grand a month. You're making 2 grand a month, and you want to make 3 to 4 grand a month, or even more. Sit down, write yourself a plan on how to do that. Set this goal, and then actually write a plan on how to achieve the goal. Because a lot of people have goals, they write it down, but they don't even write down how they're gonna achieve the goal, right? Like you can't just pray and say I want something and it's gonna show up at your door. Yeah, praying is good, but you got to go out and get it, right? So you can pray to have $10,000 months, but if you ain't going out and getting it, you ain't doing what you got to do. There's no way you're gonna have $10,000 months if you're not in the shop cutting hair, right? So you gotta have that, right? You gotta be able to have a goal and then have a plan on how to reach that goal and how to reach it consistently. So that's one goal you can have. Another goal you can have is to grow your social media, right? If that's something you want to do, you want to grow yourself on social media, you want to, build yourself up, you want to become an educator, you want to get brand sponsorships, then you're going to have to grow your following. How do you do that? You're going to have to make yourself a plan on how to grow your social media following, right? Do you want to another goal you may want to set for yourself is may possibly launch a new income stream. Do you want to get into real estate? Do you want to get into investing in stock? Do you want to get to opening up a barber supply store? You know what I'm saying? Like there's different things you can set goals on. Do you want to open up your own barbershop? You know what I'm saying? Like set yourself these goals, and once you set these goals, actually write the plans down on how to get them. But do not set yourself 20, 40 different goals. Set yourself 3, 4, maybe 5 goals for the year, and then see which ones are closest to achieve. Work on those, and just always look at how to achieve your goals, because if you're not looking at how to achieve your goals, chances are you're going to forget. And if you forget, you're going to be stuck in that same place, or you're going to be moving backwards and you ain't never going to reach that goal, right? Like if you want to reach 40,000 followers on Instagram, and the first 2026 comes, and all of January you're looking at that, how to do it, you're looking at the plan on how to do it, you're following through with it, and then come February you don't look at it a couple days out of the week, you know what I'm saying, whatever, but you're still doing it. Then come March you stop looking at it for a whole week, so you didn't post as much because you weren't as consistent, it wasn't on top of your head. Then come April you really ain't even posting no more, because you didn't keep looking at that goal and keep reassuring yourself what you needed to do, or reaffirming what you need to do. That way you can reach that goal. So don't just plan your goals, set a plan, and look over these, from time to time. That way you can actually achieve those goals. And then one of the last things that I feel you need to do in 2026 to level up, to really, take yourself to the next level, is tighten your circle. And I know you're probably thinking, like, what's that mean, Tane? What you mean by tighten your circle? Look, man, you ain't got time for the naysayers. We ain't got time for these negative people. We ain't got time for the people trying to bring us down. We ain't got time for people who ain't trying to make moves. You know what I'm saying? We need people who are actually, we need doers on our team, right? And the best way I can put this to you as well is, there's a saying, like, if you surround yourself with 9 millionaires, you'll become the 10th one. But if you surround yourself with 9 homeless people, chances are you're going to become the 10th homeless person, right? So surround yourself with doers. Surround yourself with people who are doing better than you. Surround yourself with people who are working, have plans, who are smart, not just book smart, but actually know how to run a business. Surround yourself with barbers who are doing what it is you want to do. Like all these types of people who are positive and who are doing what you want to do, who aren't negative, who aren't complaining, who are always making up excuses. Like you need those go-getters, you need those doers in your circle. So I'm not, what I am saying it. Cut off people who don't provide you with anything. And I'm not saying like, oh, well, he didn't give me a birthday gift. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like if they do no good in your life, if all they doing is complaining to you, they just taking from you. Like you talk to them and you feel like you stressed out talking to this person because they always complaining or they always negative. You're going to have to cut them people out your life. 2026, we moving forward. We going up. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to cut the negative people out your life, cut the complainers out, cut the naysayers, cut all that out, and then focus on the people who are building and the people who are gonna help you build, the people who are working, the people who set plans, the people who follow through on their plans, the people who actually do what it is they say they're gonna do. That's what you need to focus on, right? And what else? I had something else. Oh yeah, just and like I said, just get around the people doing what you want to do next. Like I said, so if you're trying to open up a barbershop, you need to start surrounding yourself with more barbershop owners. If you want to open yourself up a YouTube account and you want to start creating YouTube content, surround yourself with people who are creating YouTube content. If you want to start in real estate and you want to start investing, you're going to have to hang around people who are actually doing that. That way you can actually learn from them. They can be somewhat of a mentor in a way and help you get to where you need to be. Don't be taking advice from someone who ain't doing what you want to do, right? Like you trying to grow yourself on social media and you talking to your homeboy who works right next to you in the barbershop and he's got less followers than you, but yeah, he's telling you how to do it. Make that make sense. Right, you want to be a millionaire, but you talking to the dude who ain't got nothing in his bank account, ain't got nothing put away, ain't got no investments, he's living check to check every day. Like that ain't gonna do you no good, right? You have to talk to the people and put yourself around the people that are in the positions you want to be in. That way you can level up. But yeah, man, that's basically some things I feel you need to do in 2026 if you're trying to level up. Like I said, I talked about locking in on your business foundations. We talked about improving the client experience, not just the haircut. We talked about leveling up on education, right? That's a big one. Level up on education. We talked about getting serious about creating content. You know what I'm saying? If you want to grow yourself 2026, hey, start creating some content. Building something beyond the chair, not just behind the chair. We talked about protecting your body and mind, you know what I'm saying? Like getting your mental health and your physical health intact. That way you can, you can have long-term game here in the barbershop. Set clear goals, you know what I'm saying? Not 20 of them, set a few clear goals and then tighten up your circle. That boy Richie said, don't take marriage advice from a single person who's been divorced 3 times. I mean, you shouldn't, but they can definitely tell you how to get divorced, and then you ask them, like, then you do the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I said, we trying to level up this year. I'm trying to level up myself. Once again, guys, if you need you a booking app that is going to help you track your income, that's really going to help you get your business intact. If you're a barbershop owner and you need to help run your business a little better, or if you're just even an independent barber and you want to see how much money you're actually making from cutting hair, what services, how much clients you got, how much you're bringing in per client, download Squire. I got it down in the description. I got the link down in the description. You get a free you get I can't even say it properly. You get 3 free months with Squire. Use the link down in the description. Y'all know what it is, man. But I hope y'all appreciate this video. I know this video is a little longer than normal, but I wanted to go live with y'all and talk to y'all. I appreciate all the feedback that y'all was giving me down in the comments, co-signing everything I said. If you're new to the channel, smash that like button and subscribe one time for your boy, you know what I'm saying? But I greatly appreciate y'all for watching. I really wanted to drop this video because I just feel that there's not enough barbers who are helping other barbers. Like, yeah, we're doing YouTube tutorials. Yeah, we telling you, to buy this clipper because it's the best one in the game. Yeah, we telling you how to build clientele. But what else are we doing besides that, right? Like, I'm trying to help you level up your business as a barber, like actually running a business as a barber. So, I hope y'all like this video. Once again, if you like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. Hey, and make sure y'all turn on y'all post notifications. That way, every time I drop a video, y'all know when I drop a video and y'all can watch it. Also, if you need any discount on tools, you can check out fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10 on that website. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.